Hey guys, it's Mason here with Hot 1079. Thank you so much for joining in on this today. We are going to be going live with B. Miller pretty soon. She's going to be hopping on in just a bit, and I'm so excited. So it's going to be a lot of fun. She has a new EP out called Elated, and oh my goodness, you are going to love it. Hello, Alien. Hello. Mavi Gardell, hello, how you doing? I'm so excited to have her come on here in just a little bit. So yeah, feel free to drop those questions. I can try to pull some more up here. I have some already from fans, so thank you so much for doing that. We're just really excited to have her. Hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. Hello, Tears in a Bottle. How you doing? So yeah, 3 p.m. Eastern, we'll be going live. She has a big day ahead of her, I'm sure. We all know Feel Different. Music video is going to be coming out real soon, which is going to be awesome. That's coming out in just what, like a couple hours. So yeah, we'll just let everything build up. How is everyone? Are we feeling good? Getting ready for Thanksgiving, I hope. Make sure my maybe let me know if the quality's good, the sound. Thank you. Hello, Palo Puente. Thank you for being here. Polly Fretes, hello. Happy Meerkat. I love that username. Thanks for being here. I'm Mason with Hot 1079. About to go live with B. Miller. So pumped. If y'all have not heard that new EP, Elated, dropped what, October 23rd, 24th, and mind blown. Let me know your favorite songs too. We can chat about that. Thank you very much. Hello, Games Hyper. How you doing? So yeah, we're gonna have so much fun. I've been listening to it like nonstop. Elated is just, it's literally a piece of art. You know what I mean? It's so good. I'm excited for that music video too with Amine. That's gonna be awesome. My favorite song right now, I don't know. I love Hallelujah. I love Making Bad Decisions. I Never Want to Die is super good. It's hard to pick. But, sorry, I keep touching the computer screen, making sure I get the notification. But yeah, we're going to have so much fun. It's hard to pick. It's her best work, absolutely. So I became a fan when Fire and Gold came out back in what, like 2014? And she's just, I mean, every time she puts something out, it gets better and better. So, yeah. I'm getting ready for Thanksgiving, though. Forever is a Lie is good. Making Bad Decisions, so good. Yes. So, again, we're about to go live with B. Miller in just a bit. Appreciate all of you guys for getting your questions in. That is, like, so incredible. We appreciate you. An OG stan. Heck yeah. I mean, people forget. B's been around for years. She's like almost a veteran in this industry. Super talented. Fire and Gold? Really? I love Fire and Gold. That was when she first got on my radar. It has no skips. Absolutely. And I just love the music videos. The lyric videos are great. I know we all think that. Like, there is a theme here, and we're hopefully going to dive into that. So if you're just now joining, my name is Mason from Hot 1079, and we are going live with B. Miller in just a bit. So thank you for hopping on early. I know it's a big day. Yes, she did. So B was actually in Fort Wayne with Hot, like 6 years ago? We went bowling. I wasn't with Hot yet, but I heard that it was a great time. My boss, Robbie, was there. He said it was really fun. I forget the bowling alley's name. Oh my gosh, of course. We're so excited to have her. I can't wait for the Feel Different music video. Or Feel Something Different. Feel Something, and then there's Feel Something Different. All right, I think she has joined. Hey, B. I'm still like new to the Instagram live. B is here. Hi,
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. This is like the second time I've done Instagram Live. It is so stressful making sure everything is like connected.
I know I never do them myself, which I think is to the disdain of some of my fans, but they kind of give me anxiety because you're like talking to people, but you're also talking to nobody. It's very weird.
I know the last interview that we had, there was kind of a glitch, and I was like stalling for 20 minutes, just like, hello, all these people that are waiting for the person they're on here for. But we made it, and we're so excited to have you here at Hot 1079. Like, is everything going well? Are you excited for the holidays? Like, what have you been up to?
I am currently quarantining in the attic at my mom's house. I haven't seen my family since last year, so
Oh,
I
wow.
wanted to come home for the holidays this year, but I don't
Yeah.
want to go downstairs and like hug everyone until I am sure that I am not sick. It's been kind of nice though, because my mom and my sister keep leaving food and drinks for me at the bottom of the steps, and I feel like it's like boring and kind of lonely up here, but it's also like I'm being waited on, so that's kind of nice too.
It's like
But,
Harry Potter, but they're nice to you and they love you. You're like the girl in the cupboard.
Yes, exactly. I'm trapped up here, but at least they're taking care of me.
Yeah, that's sweet though. I mean, whenever you do get to see them, that's just gonna make it like all worth it. You know,
I know,
Thanksgiving
I'm
Day.
excited. Yeah,
Do you like green bean casserole? That was like the first question I wrote down. People have been hating on it lately, and I don't understand.
I've ever had that, to be honest. I don't know that I've ever. My family and I have never really been big Thanksgiving people, just because of the reality of Thanksgiving is not great. I mean, I'll take any excuse to eat a bunch of food. So we usually still have like a big meal together, but we don't necessarily like celebrate the holidays. So I don't know that I've ever tried like certain like Thanksgiving classics.
Yeah, we're thinking about doing a fast food Thanksgiving because we're basically on quarantine, you know. I'm kind of taking it easy. My fiance and I were like, we're just going to go to McDonald's, Taco Bell, do a whole spread. Dog and cat are going to be right there, and that's what it's going to be.
That's your Thanksgiving, yeah?
There you go.
That sounds pretty good to me, honestly. I'm jealous.
I know. Well, I know today is a big day for you. Feel Something Different music video is dropping, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Amine.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
What can you say? Are you excited? Are you nervous? Like, how are you feeling?
I'm excited. I mean, I don't really get nervous about videos anymore because I mean, we've been releasing a video for every song that we've had on this project so far, and we're gonna the rest of them are still yet to come. So I'm mostly just excited that through this pandemic I was still able to find ways to give my fans the amount of content that I have been able to produce in this weird time. So I'm excited. I think it's really cool. I still can't believe that Amine even got on the song at all, let alone was in the video. It was weird when he like shot his part of the video in the same place as me, but I wasn't in the room when it was happening, just to give him his space. And then we took some photos together after, and he was like, this is weird to like be like right next to like a stranger without a mask on in like a pandemic. He's like, I forgot what this is like. I was like, me too. It was very weird to like, but everyone got tested and quarantined.
Yeah. You were following the guidelines.
And him and I were the only people that weren't wearing masks because we were obviously being filmed.
Yeah. I feel like, though, I've seen a lot of creative content come out in this pandemic world with artists. I feel like, you have nothing else to be kind of like inside your own head for a little bit. I know you as a songwriter are probably just are you constantly in this like writing process right now? Like, how is that? I feel like I've seen some of the most creative stuff come out of this pandemic in a sense when it comes to music.
I think the visuals feel like I feel more creative visually right now, and like bringing things that I had written before to life, more so than creating new music, because I have not been very inspired. I haven't been able to see anybody, see my friends go anywhere, or have any adventures or any like turbulence even in my own life. It's just been kind of the same thing every single day, which it has been for everybody, but for me personally, I don't feel inspired to write unless I'm, living life. And I definitely have a few friends that are different than me in that sense, and they're capable of writing songs still when there's nothing going on, because you know, they can write songs about other things or about the past or, you know, something else. But for me, it's like I feel like I am only inspired to write when I am experiencing something firsthand, like recently, that makes me, you know, want to bring the pen to paper. So I haven't really been writing much, but we've been creating a lot of like visual pieces.
I've noticed that, like with the EP, I wrote this down too because I was like, I needed to articulate this to you. First of all, you have created a piece of art, like all of it, the visuals, the lyrics, you know, the sonics of the mute, like it is just all so cohesive, but also effortless in a sense of like, was the theme thought out? Did you go, okay, I'm doing this camcorder kind of vibe, you know, this retro theme? I don't know, just was it all thought out, or did it kind of match just what the music was feeling or what you were trying to portray with the music?
My creative director Gina and I sat down quite a few months before the quarantine and, you know, the heart of the pandemic really hit us. And originally we did definitely have some slightly different ideas for exactly how we were going to bring all this music to life. And then, you know, we had to reevaluate and change what our exact plan of execution was once, you know, it was really just her and I have just been making most of the videos with a little bit of help from a few people. But we've been mostly making the videos, you know, physically, like filming them with just the two of us in the room, or maybe like a third or fourth person every once in a while when we need it. So we definitely have to change like some of the ideas to be able to work with such a small crew of people. But we definitely always had the same kind of plan to make everything more like raw and natural and real than the rest of my music videos have been in the past. They were going to be a little higher budget, I think, originally, and like shot in like on a location of some kind, and you know, then we had to kind of change to still be within the parameters of safety. But I'm honestly glad, not for the pandemic, but I'm honestly glad that we were kind of forced to think outside of the box and, you know, find ways to create in with so many limitations. Because I think we actually came up with a lot of really interesting stuff in light of, you know, everything, like in spite of everything else, essentially.
Oh yeah, I can tell. I mean, I could imagine. I feel like it just goes so well with the message of the music and what, like, the vibe that you were trying to portray. It's so cohesive. But it was like, I could just tell it just happened in a really organic way. And I think that is like kind of the silver lining to getting out of your comfort zone in a time like this, you know, like creatively you have to do things like that. And so going down to a more intimate setting with two people, sometimes that's the best content, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just,
it definitely was different than anything I've ever done. And it was more work, but it, I think was worth it in the end. I'm way more proud of, you know, my videos and my content pieces now that I've been more involved in making them.
Yeah, you should be. I mean, it's incredible. I could go on and on about how awesome, like how confident this EP sounds. Like, it's incredible. But one of the things I just find really fascinating about you, you know, I discovered you back in 2014. You were literally a teenager, just getting into your teens and like getting your like foot in the music industry. You know, you're not new to this industry, which is incredible. Like Fire and Gold was my soundtrack for a really long time in 2014. I just loved it. I loved it. I lived for that song. It was so good. And you've grown with your music, and I know you feel that, right? Like, you were what, 15, 14 or 15 when Fire and Gold came out?
Yeah, I think I was 15. I think I was 14 when I recorded it and 15 when it came out. Yeah.
Like, and now you were just on this next level. Like, have you felt the growth? Do you always feel like your growth is matching with your music is going? Have you ever felt older or younger than your music? Like, how do you feel right now?
Most of the time I feel older than my music because I usually am. Like, usually I write songs, you know, sometimes even a year or more before they're able to be released, which is not up to me, but that's okay. So sometimes when I release songs, I, you know, most of the time I honestly am like already ready for the next thing, where I, you know, once I've released something, I've already been in the studio for months writing the next thing. But this time around that actually didn't happen because I haven't been able to be in the studio this year. So I actually don't have anything already, you know, written for like the next release, which is weird. That's the first time that's ever happened. Because like I said, most of the time, you know, I can go to the studio and start writing for the next project, you know, before we even released the previous one. So this year I feel like with this EP, this is still like very up to date with how I'm feeling now. Because I have been very stagnant this year. You know, I think we all have, and I haven't, you know, really lived beyond what I was writing about a year ago. Because I've just been at home. So it's actually kind of nice that I don't
I was about to say, is it nice to take a step back and be able to breathe and just enjoy your music? Like, you're kind of just watching it unfold and seeing people react right now, and that has to be nice, not worrying about the next big thing.
Yeah, that is nice. It's also, it makes me feel more excited about music that's old to me when I can be creating new videos for those songs. So it's like, even though I've known these songs for probably a year now, and I've played them enough times to be kind of like, oh God, like if I ever have to hear these songs again, I'm gonna die. Making these videos has made the songs feel new and fresh to me, and like, I'm still excited about them, which has been cool.
Well, that's like the thing with Feel Something. I mean, that was out, what, in 2018, 2019? And then TikTok exploded. And then you have this new version, Feel Something Different, with Amine. But when did you realize on the TikTok, you know, world that something was happening? Like, did you just start seeing the videos? Did people start messaging you? Like, how did you know, like, things were changing?
I didn't have a TikTok, and actually I didn't know that it Feel Something was performing so well on there a few months ago until all of my fans started tweeting me and they were yelling at me. They were literally yelling at me. They were like, B, you have to make a TikTok. Like, you have to come on here and see what everybody is doing. Like, your song is blowing up. Like, you're TikTok famous. And I didn't have any idea what that even meant. Because, like I said, I didn't know anything about TikTok at the time. I just kept kind of blowing it off and being like, like, it'll blow over. Like, it must not really be that big of a deal. Like, I just didn't get it. I didn't understand a few months ago how, you know, that app is now very important to music, which is cool in some ways, but also somewhat unfortunate in other ways. And I just, I also didn't think that anything great could possibly happen this year for really anybody. So the idea that, like, you know, now because of how difficult it is to like stay like mentally healthy right now, I was like somehow benefiting from that because people were finding a song that they relate to now more than ever before. Like, it made me feel like a bad person. It made me feel like I was accidentally benefiting from something so horrible. So I also like wasn't ready to face that. And now, like, I'm grateful, but at the same time, I was just like, this is really insane. And kind of scary in some ways. I was like, this is crazy that an app can do this for an artist. So yeah, I didn't have any idea, but all my fans.
But your fans started yelling and tweeting. They love you though. Like, we posted, you know, you were going to be coming on the other day on Instagram, and I was like, drop your questions. Like 300 comments. Like, they love you so much, and Argentina loves you as well. A lot of people coming out of Argentina finding the post, being like, I love her. These are the questions, and they full force came through. But back to TikTok. How do you feel about the app being on it? Because I know you're like posting some videos and I love them. I love what you're doing. I even saw, didn't you do something with your puppy, Ollie? I know it's probably not a puppy or something. Or maybe I was on Twitter and I saw that.
I posted a video of Ollie, and all my fans were roasting me for the sound that I use, because they were like, this is a sound that like moms use in videos of like the lunches they make for their kids. And I was like, I thought it was cute.
You're a dog mom, whatever. That's
fine. Exactly.
So what do you feel about the app, though? You did mention, and I've heard this from other artists before, you know, TikTok is kind of, it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing. What did you mean by that? How does it affect you as an artist? Like, where do you see music being affected in the future?
On one hand, I think it's really great that, I've benefited from it. You know, people like me can be discovered through that app, and that's really life-changing. But at the same time, I do hear songs come out now from even hugely successful artists that sound it's so obvious to me, at least as someone who writes songs, like, it's so obvious to me that they were written for TikTok, and that really scares me. It's like, as much
because it's disingenuous.
Right. And as much as I think it's cool, and like people are going out of their way to make these songs that can have these dances that everyone can do on TikTok, and that just feels, it feels like a little bit dangerous for the sake of music being, you know, what it's supposed to be. And like I said, it's like there are pros and cons. It's like I can't really say much on it because I was lucky enough to like benefit from TikTok being such a great place to discover music now. But I think that was cool, like before everyone realized that that TikTok could be used for that, and now that everyone recognizes that, I think songs are being written for that purpose only, and that just kind of freaks me out.
It's like people maybe think there's a formula for a hit when
Yes.
I feel like though if you go down that route, it's not really going to go the way you anticipate. Think about it. Like all my favorite artists in music and true songwriters, like, you know, like a Taylor Swift, when you look at the way she's writing music, she's writing from the heart, she's writing from stories. And it's the same with you. Like the minute you try to start matching that formula, it's not going to work out. And I think the reason why you've been successful is because you're giving your heart into this music.
Yeah.
Like you're doing it right.
And I don't want to say that like I'm doing it right and everybody else, like that's not what I'm saying. Like I don't know. I think it's just a little weird when I hear certain songs that have like these dances that are so like clearly made for that, where I'm like, wait, but when I get excited about someone releasing music, I'm hoping that it'll be like something genuine, and sometimes it just comes across very not that to me. But that also might be in my head. I don't know.
No, I think I know what you're feeling. And I mean, that's kind of like, it's all across the social media. It's not just like music, you know, it's the whole influencer era. It's very dangerous in general, like putting out unauthentic content. Trust me. I got to filter what I see online too. But one of the things that I thought about what that you just said about music that excites you, what is the kind of music right now that you're listening to that makes you happy? Like what artists are inspiring you right now?
I've actually been listening to a lot of 80s music recently. I don't know why. There's something, you know, I used to be very big into like discovering new music and artists. I was constantly listening to different playlists on Spotify and other platforms to like discover new artists. But I don't know. I felt very like detached and out of it and incapable of like making real connections to music recently. I don't know if that's just me, but I've been feeling very, very weird lately. So I've kind of been going back in time and listening to previous generations of music. You know, I was in like kind of like the 40s and 50s for a couple months.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then I moved forward to like the 80s. Now I've been listening to a lot of like 80s, like late 70s and 80s music. So I don't know. I wish that I could say that there's like something like more recent that I've really been listening to a lot, but I've just been lazy about my music selection recently because it's hard for me to connect to new stuff right now.
Do you think it's even harder because you're an artist? Are you picky now about what you listen to since you're in this? You're a songwriter, like a major, in my eyes, you're a major songwriter. Like you have so much hands-on control of what you're putting out. Do you feel like to your mind, like, that's not it. That's not hitting it for me?
No, I don't think I'm more picky just because I make music at all. Like, I don't think that's, you know, I think I still love what I love, and like it'll always kind of be songs that I think are cool or something. That's how it is for everyone. It's like you hear things and like you might think if we hear the same song that it's awesome because that's more your taste, and I might think it's not, and vice versa. So I don't think that really changed, you know, after I started making my own music.
Yeah. I just think I get the idea about you not feeling inspired. I mean, especially when you hear things over and over again and stuff starts to sound the same, but I'm starting to feel this shift within pop music where you have this alternative and a songwriting element coming into the charts with, you know, people like Billie Eilish and these artists coming in, and then like MGK that are kind of shifting the genre. Are you seeing that at all too? Do you feel that happening? Like even what you're doing, this doesn't sound like your traditional pop song. I mean, this is like some really good stuff.
Thanks. But I mean, the thing about pop music that I think people have kind of like forgotten or just aren't maybe even aware of is that pop was originally not a genre of music. Pop was originally literally whatever was popular. So, you know, at one point, like you could have considered the Rolling Stones to be pop because they were really big at the time that they were you know, releasing some of their earlier music. And, you know, at one point Nirvana was pop, and then eventually the Black Eyed Peas was pop. And it's like, you know, it goes through different phases. So, you know, I do think, like, I see that pop is now going towards more of like an alternative place, but that doesn't mean it's not pop. It's
Absolutely,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it is cool because I personally love like alternative and more like punk or rock music, you know. And I think
You're still there. Wait, you just went mute for a little bit. I don't know why.
sorry.
We're good.
I have a thing. I have a thing on my phone that only allows me to go on Instagram for an hour every day, and my time limit just went up, so it canceled. And I was like, oh no, not now. But yeah, I definitely, I think that, you know, pop can be anything, and I personally love the direction that, you know, the most popular style of music is going right now. So I think that's really cool.
I mean, when you think back to like the early 2000s too, you remember like the All Time Low era and the Boys Like Girls, Green Day was like that, and I feel it kind of going towards that, but it's so different. But you're right, like pop music is just what people like. People try to like downplay, like, oh, I don't want to hear pop, or if a country song gets on the pop charts, and I'm like, it's just because it's doing well. Like, it just means everyone is relating to it. So
so I think pop always shifts to be what everyone is most interested in at the time.
And I think that's what makes it so special and why it's a mass, like, accepted genre. But I know we could go down that rabbit hole too. What are you most proud of with this EP, apart from stuff that you put out before? Because this is really, and I hope you feel that to your core, like, this is something super special. And I hope you know that. And the fans love it. Like, I'm obsessed. I can't tell you enough. Like, this is massively special.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know. I guess I just always pride myself in growing and feeling like I am reaching new places in my own personal life that, you know, and like deeper comfort within myself, to where that makes it easier for me to be more truthful and open and honest in my music. And, you know, I've always written music that is honest and personal, but I think this EP was definitely the most raw in terms of like me sharing my own opinions and stories about my life that I've ever released. And I surprised myself by, you know, feeling comfortable enough to do that. And there are definitely certain topics that I talk about in the EP where, you know, whether or not people like them, I'm at the end of the day really proud of myself for not being worried about how people are going to interpret that. And I think, I don't know, I think my music grows and changes as I do. And I feel like I'm always, you know, kind of coming up with something new that I like, that I feel like is true to me. And I'm also just really grateful that my fans kind of put up with that, because I feel like I give them a certain style of music for a long time, and they get used to that, and then I kind of switch it up on them and start doing something else. And sometimes I get worried that they're going to hear new stuff and be like, wait, but I liked the old kind of music sound better than I like, you know, I get a little bit worried about that. So like lyrically, I wasn't worried about it, but actually sonically, I was like, I don't know if they're going to like this stuff, but they do. And I'm very grateful for that too.
Well, I feel like that's the goal as an artist too, right? You always want to keep pushing it, tweak the genre that you were in, you know, the previous album. And it's just incredible to see that growth. I mean, think about it. When your first music came out, you were a teenager. You're 21 now, right? Like, you're not the same person. Your interests have changed. And it's like all in the right direction, I think. One of my favorite songs, I have 3, which I only had to narrow it down to 3, but it was Hallelujah, I Never Want to Die, and Making Bad Decisions. And Making Bad Decisions is just that vulnerable song that I feel like you're talking about, where you're like, is this too much maybe? Because that is really getting into what I have felt a lot of my life too, about the impulse, and like when you get what you want, you're not happy. And it's in the chorus, making bad decisions based on temporary thoughts. Like, that is such a good lyric. So good. So good.
I was definitely proud of myself when I kind of like, I said that when I was just talking to my friend Kennedy as we were writing the song, and then I was like, wait, that's actually really cool. Like I was really excited when we kind of came to that as like the idea for the song, because I was just ranting that day about how sometimes I put myself into like kind of kind of like messy situations, or force myself to experience like negative emotions or whatever it is because I'm bored, or because in the moment I'm like, oh, maybe this would be interesting, or maybe this would be fun, or maybe this would help me to write better music, or whatever it is. And then as soon as I've made that decision, I'm like, grass really is always green on the other side. Every time I make a decision, for the most part, I feel like, damn, maybe I should have not done this, or just, done the opposite, or, whatever it is.
Are you a water sign?
I am an Aquarius, but I'm pretty sure Aquarius is an air sign, which doesn't really make any sense, because our whole thing is like the water thing, and but I'm pretty, maybe there are some people in here who are better at astrology than me, but I'm pretty sure Aquarius is actually an air sign.
So I'm a Pisces, and I know we're kind of close, because isn't your birthday in February, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm March, and I was like, okay, she's feeling the things I have felt my entire life in this song. Like, there has to be something zodiac related that is like, overlapping here, because it was like spot on. It was so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's a whole nother level we could go through, like enneagrams, zodiacs. But Hallelujah too, so good. And I love the music video for that. It's in reverse, right?
Mm-hmm. I had to learn how to sing. I was supposed to learn how to sing the whole song in reverse, but I think at one point I'll probably post the backwards version of the song that I was studying for weeks. Eventually all I learned how to say was yes-a-loosh, which is like yes I should, or yes-a-loosh, is how you do like should I say backwards. And like there were a couple other like easier things that I could memorize, but like when you hear the whole song back, it literally sounds like a different language. It was really I typed it all backwards and tried to read it backwards. Like I was studying that for a really long time, and I had anxiety attacks about it. And eventually I just texted my team, and I was like, you guys, I cannot learn this whole song backwards. I am not Chris Martin, because he did that for a Coldplay video many years ago, and he learned the whole song, but I figured that he probably had someone like helping him do it.
That would be a lot. You're like learning a new language.
In my apartment. I had a slowed down version of it, which was a little easier, but it was rough. But we really did record that in regular, and then we obviously reversed it later, but that meant that the song, while we were recording it, had to be playing backwards, so that when we reversed it, it would be playing the right way. I
couldn't even wrap my head. I was like, how do they do this? Is this like some Hollywood? I was like, I don't know how you would do that. So I was like, she literally had to have sung it backwards.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I Never Want to Die too. This is the last song I'm going to hit on from my favorites, but it is such like an in-your-face, sexy, profoundly confident. Another one of those. Were you nervous about that one? Because that's a really personal song. That's great.
Wait, which one was that? Sorry, is it I Never Want to Die?
I Never Want to Die. No, you're fine. I Never Want to Die. You're fine. I Never Want to Die. So good. Were you nervous about it? Uh-oh. Is this mine? B, I'm sorry. All right, guys, I think we lost her for a little bit, but that's okay. I really appreciate you guys watching. This was really great. I don't know if I can bring her back on to say bye, but I really, really appreciate y'all watching. Let's see. It's all good. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find it. We'll see if we can get her back on. But then we're going to have to wrap it up. She's got that music video launching coming.
All right. Somebody called me, and I was like, oh God, this is
You're fine. You're fine. I know you have to go to get to your music video release and all that, but can I ask you a couple fan questions?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. We just had a couple that I told them I would get to you. So there was at Queen Bee Updates that said, what was the last song you recorded on this EP?
Self Crucify was actually the last song that I recorded, and when we finished writing and recording that song, we kind of looked at me and Justin Tranter, who had been, was a co-writer on a lot of these songs. Yeah. We kind of looked at each other and we were like, this wasn't supposed to be the last day of writing for this project, but now it feels like we've said everything we need to say for the time being. And like, we both kind of decided right there that we aren't going to write anymore for this record.
And Wisdom Teeth was the first one, right? Was that the first one you recorded? What was the first one?
Out of the ones we released, Wisdom Teeth may have been the first one. Yeah. We had been writing for a long time before that. For this project, I obviously, as time went on, I decided that certain songs were not what I wanted to say anymore. Yeah. But I think, out of the ones that actually ended up making it onto this EP, I think that Wisdom Teeth was first.
Well, I love everything that you're putting out right now. I know you have to get to your music video launch for Feel Something Different, but thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me and Hot 1079. Like, we love you here. We can't wait to see what you do, okay?
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Be sure to follow and download Elated. It's amazing. Bye, Bean.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to upload the full version. I wish I had more time with her, but look, she's got her music video release coming up. So thank you guys. Y'all are amazing. Follow Hot 1079 for all the B. Miller content coming your way. Download Elated. Follow B. Miller. She's incredible. So thank you guys so much. You are all amazing. Okay. Have a great, great day and a happy Thanksgiving.